welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my March reset video, which is a monthly video that I aim to do, doing a recap of the goals I had in the month before and what I did or didn't achieve, any kind of highlights or lowlights from the month, and then going through my goals for the next month. Currently, I'm very much in a monthly goal setting vibe. So every month I'm hitting it with some goals. That's been the vibe at the moment. I haven't really been doing any kind of like longer term goal setting at the moment, but they do kind of feed into longer goals that I do have. But it's been all about the short term at the moment and focusing on different things every month. So you guys weren't here for January, but January's focus was on my routine and my self-care. So it was like, let's figure out a morning routine, let's start to take things slow, let's stop working from home, let's stop binge watching TV and YouTube and all of that, let's cut social media as much as we can, let's see what's left over and how much time there is to be in the difficult thoughts, which was January. So we've had that time. My routine at the moment is very pleasant. I'm pretty happy most days with the general day-to-day life that I've created for myself, which I will share more on soon, but for the moment that's all I'm going to say about that. February's kind of focus then was twofold. One was on my kind of social life. Now that I've come out of a dark period, let's start to connect with people again, because I think I'm ready to do that. And then the other side of it was financials, because that's been a bit of a mess. And then there's also a lot of stuff in the business going on for both of those months, but like that's kind of a thing every month. So it's more like personally the focus for January was work-life balance, heavy emphasis on the balance, and month 2 has been finances and also social. March, I've been using this kind of new app recently, which I'm really enjoying. If you're into anything kind of astrological, it's called Moon X, and it's very fun. It's really oriented around the moon, and I've been finding that's kind of like my spiritual guide at the moment. But they do like a monthly challenge with reference to your specific astrological chart. And for me, the one for March, when the new moon starts, which will be like the 10th of March, for me it's going to be creativity. So that'll mean more time for this, because this for me is one of the most creative things I do. And I already have like my own kind of creative hobby going on of taking my own acting class that I'm learning in, and I've set up some time for that in the summer as well, but I don't feel like I need to do more work on that. Basically what I'm saying is March's focus with the new moon will be this channel here. So if you like this kind of content, you'll see more of this kind of productivity, goal setting, personal development stuff coming up. We will have bits of research because I'm still doing bits of research, but that is what you'll see here. So if you like it, subscribe and hit the like button also. Thank you. Okay, let's start with February and goals for February. The first goal was related to social life. So I had a lot of kind of sub goals, but the main kind of goal was to do more social things. Because sometimes that's something that when I am very busy, I often let kind of go. And particularly in this last year, finishing up my PhD, when I was so intensely involved with the business that I run and with lecturing, my social life just like fell to smithereens. It just disappeared. So I'm now having to work on reviving that, and to be honest, for the last several years it's been in absolute shambles. The like first stage is kind of maintaining the connections that I have already with the people in my life, and then the kind of next step will be trying to take things further with people that are like newly in my life, or reconnecting with some old people, which is something reconnecting with people who used to be in my life but are not anymore. And that is a really hard thing because it's something I've been thinking about for a really long time but have not managed to take any action on, largely due to anxiety. But the goals I had, I wanted to meet up with my friend Courtney one-to-one, which we did. I wanted to go to this kind of like some sort of social thing with people from UCD, which I knew someone was going to be passing their PhD, and there was going to be something for that. I also wanted to do an activity with people from my ensemble acting course, which I actually ended up doing 2 things with them, and then this other like extra social thing with someone from my previous acting class, and that was all really, really fun. So great stuff all around. I went to see a play with people from the ensemble course. We went out for drinks another night, and for Lunar New Year, one of my friends hosted this Lunar New Year party where we played like board games and made dumplings, and it was really fun. I wanted to plan a social outing with people from the business that I run, which is a drama school. That was not as successful. Only a couple of people were able to make it to the kind of like night out event, but I did see a couple of other people more one-to-one. However, next month I'm hoping we can do something a bit bigger with everyone involved. I also had a goal to reach out to an old friend, which I did in a sense, because I'm going to be spending a couple of weeks in London in the summer, and I reached out to a couple of friends of mine that live in London, and they are old friends in the sense that I have not seen them in several years, but they were always kind of abroad friends, so it's not really the same as people who've been living in the same city as me that I just haven't spoken to in years. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say no, I did not achieve that one. And then the last thing is my stepsister's baby shower, which is this current weekend, which is technically in March. So I kind of put a line through it as if to say it's a March goal. But this kind of week I still feel is part of February, because it's just the way the kind of months go. So I kind of moved it to next month, but bleh. In me and Jack's relationship then specifically, I wanted us to go on 2 dates, which we didn't do at all. But we did book 2 dates in the calendar for the month of March, so that's good. Because our schedules are very opposite, if there's any times where I have to do extra work on a Friday or Saturday, that kind of pulls our whole pool into difficulty. And same way, like Friday, Saturdays are the kind of nights where friends might want to do something, so for either of us it just means that it can be challenging to try and arrange time for us specifically to do something. So we really kind of have to plan it, which can be a challenge. And then I also had a couple of weekends in the calendar for like March, April that I thought maybe we might do something away, but we've decided not to do that, which is totally cool. So didn't end up actually doing anything really there, but we did book 2 dinners out, and we went to Galway for a weekend as well, which was really nice. My home goal for this month was to maintain boundaries between home and work, so trying not to work from home very much, and if I do, keeping it to this location. I would say I mostly did this. There was one day where I didn't maintain good work boundaries, and that was because I ended up having to finish up a big project for the lecturing work that I was doing, which should have all been finished, and whatever happened, I got put off the emails too soon and I couldn't get back in order to finish the final bit of grading. So I ended up, by the time I got back in there, I ended up just having to spend like a Sunday just grading, and it was really grim, and I did it at the couch. That's like the one day that's happened, and I kind of feel like I'll give myself this goal because it was like 95% done. And any days that I've worked from home, which have been pretty rare, but I have kept it to upstairs and no working at the couch. In terms of goals for the business that I run, there were a lot of things that I wanted to do this month. 14 things I wanted to do this month, so quite a lot. I wanted to sort out bookings for our Easter course. I would say that's kind of 50% of the way there. It's naturally always going to kind of carry on to this next month, but I think we're getting there. One of them is definitely going ahead in terms of bookings. The other one needs more work. I wanted to finalise our summer courses, which I have done, and I've put them up on the website and everything as well. I wanted to get shelving put up in our office, so I'd ordered some furniture from IKEA and I wanted to get those shelves made, which did happen. I wanted to move all the stuff that is currently stored in a friend of mine's house into the office space that we have, and I did not get that done. But the office is now set up to take in that stuff, so I do think that'll be something that gets done this next month. I wanted to collect other stuff that was being donated to us, which I did do. I wanted to apply for 2 different funding calls, and I ended up only applying to one of them because when I researched the other one a bit more, I found actually that's not really applicable to us at the moment. I wanted to collect remaining payments for people that still owe money from 2023, and I did not do that, but I am very close to finishing that. I just have a lot of resistance to sending the message about it, to be honest. So in the next week I'm hoping to finish that, but at the moment it is not complete. One of the things that I wanted to do, I realised actually was a next month thing, so that was getting all the videos done for the fesh that we're working on, but there was a different goal for that I didn't put in, which was getting all of our bookings in for the fesh, so that's been achieved. I wanted to organise a theatre trip for the kids to go and see something. That did happen. The trip is technically Sunday, and it's currently Friday when I'm filming this, but we've organised it, it's happening. I wanted to clean our smaller office, that did not happen. Cleaned up our larger space, yeah, that's fine. I also wanted to put up the desks that were in the smaller office, didn't do that, I'm fine about that. Those things can kind of happen a little bit more gradually. I wanted to share our Christmas performance videos. This is like really nearly done. I think I will get this done today or tomorrow. Like, I think I'll get this done this week. And then the other thing that I wanted to do this month that I definitely didn't do is work on our social media. So that is moving forward to next month. Speaking of social media, goals related to this brand, here we are. I wanted to post 2 videos on YouTube, didn't do that. I wanted to post 10 Instagram posts, didn't do that. I wanted to post an updated Notion tour, didn't do that. So I had too much going on in terms of the business this month and also with 2 other projects that were needing finishing, one being grading for the lecturing role that I finished, and one being my thesis corrections, which were still not finished. So this is more what we're looking towards now for next month as something to work on. Similarly, in my research, I had a goal of finishing my thesis corrections, which I have done. And I also wanted to finish a project that I've been working on, which I have not done, and I really kind of almost haven't done any work for it. Like, it feels like that at the moment, even though I know a lot of the groundwork has been done, but the majority of that work is going to be happening next month, which I am okay about. In terms of health goals, I wanted to get back into cardio this month, and I did do that in a couple of ways, but mainly using the elliptical after my normal gym sessions. And I also started running. I've done literally 1 running session, and it's now started snowing in Ireland, so that is going to be interesting to continue. And then finances were kind of a big focus for me personally this month. Took the time to do like a full review of my own finances, because I had a couple of things that I needed to sort out with regards to previous like taxes, and then also I just wanted to check out my spending for last year, see if there's any kind of money that I'm owed for different things, which there were like a number of things, and yeah, I did a big financial review basically. So that was really the goal there, was to just review finances this month. Personal / hobbies / self-care, which I feel like almost all of these could be considered the same thing, but one thing I wanted to do was book my summer activities, which is kind of vague, but I wanted to decide what courses I was going to be taking in the summer. And I did book in for a 5-week Shakespeare performance course in London, which I'm very excited about. And it'll just be kind of a chance to explore a different city for a month. And, you know, I don't think I'll ever really be living abroad for large periods of time, but I think the summer is a time where I'll be able to go and explore different places for longer than I would be able to during the academic year, because so much of my work is tied to the academic year in terms of the business that I run and also research. So academic year is fairly involved in my schedule, but it means the summers are a good bit more free. I wanted to learn more about my like what I should be wearing, which I did a color analysis and like body shape analysis this month, which I had bought ages ago and I just never sent them the photos, 'cause it's just one of those things that sat on my to-do list for way too long. And now I've done that, I feel like I have started looking at different like pieces and picking up different bits that just look a lot nicer on me than some of the clothes I had been wearing. So that's been like a really big kind of confidence boost, and even in the last week where I'm finding clothes that I'm really happy with. And yeah, it's kind of an investment, but I think it's very worthwhile because it can make such a big difference to your enjoyment of clothing. I wanted to reread The Second Brain book. Didn't do that. Nope. I wanted to use the like personal at-home laser that I have, which again is one of those tasks that's been sitting on my to-do list for freaking ages, and I haven't done that, and I won't be getting to that this weekend. I can feel it. I won't. I want to get my nails done. Done. Wanted to get my hair done. Done. Wanted to get a massage. Done. Wanted to use up my vouchers that I have, and I used up a good few. So like I booked tickets because I had a voucher for that. I've booked a dinner because I had a voucher for that. I used my massage voucher. I had bought some clothes with one of my vouchers. I bought new running shoes, which was also a goal, with one of my vouchers. And there's still more to be used, but I've used up a lot of them. And sometimes those are things that just kind of sit around for like a long period of time. So those are all the goals that I had for February. Yes, it was a lot. I also feel like in terms of stuff that happened this month, like it has been very busy. And I was making a list recently of like all the stuff that happened this month, and I don't even know, I definitely didn't finish this list, but in terms of like other things that happened, what else can I find? We have performances coming up in March, and like I got those kind of organized. I did follow up on missing payments with regards to the current term that we're in, just not for like last term. I did a financial review for the business. I did my own financial review, yeah. Booked in for the FESH. Got our Easter courses sorted. I stuck pretty much to my workout routine. Got the shelving units built. Cleared out one of our offices. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe that's what it was about. So I wanted to clear one of our offices, which is like 90% done. So I guess I could give some of that. We cancelled one of our classes that was not performing as it needed to be. I finished up with one of my students who is now at diploma level, and I've passed them on to another teacher. I started driving again, which is also another goal that I didn't put on the list, but definitely is a goal. I really want to get my driving sorted in this next kind of 12 weeks. Highlights of the month, I guess. Going to Galway, spending some time there for the weekend of the February midterm break that we have here during the school year of Irish schools. That was really nice, spending that kind of quality time with Jack, spending quality time with my dad and my stepmom. I saw a couple of good movies this month, so I had not seen Little Women or Lady Bird, both directed by Greta Gerwig, and I had hurt my back one day and decided to spend the day watching those, and that was a really, really nice way to spend the day. I also went to see Poor Things this month, which was really, really excellent. Like one of the best movies I've seen. I really enjoyed it. I also watched Oppenheimer this month, which had been, just when it came out was not the ideal time with my PhD, and then since then it's just been a bit crazy. So I'm glad we waited and took the time to watch it and like really enjoy it, because it was very good. I haven't watched any TV this month. I am on a TV detox because it's usually something that I binge watch and have on in the background like all the time. So January, February, I have not watched an episode of TV except for that me and Jack are watching a bit of Taskmaster at the moment, and that is it. And it's been very, I think, freeing. I've been listening to more books, so this is embarrassing. I suppose you guys didn't get a January recap, so also, you know, some of this will kind of feed together, but the thing that's kind of been filling the void of TV for me is definitely audiobooks, and particularly I listened to the audiobook called Manacled, which is a Harry Potter fan fiction. Warning, it is very dark. It's loosely based on The Handmaid's Tale meets Harry Potter. So there's very dark stuff in it, but it's very good. I've now listened to it a second time. So I listened to it, I think, at the beginning of last month, and then this month I've just been in the middle of listening to it again this month. And after that finished the first time, I went into like a bit of a spiral of like, what am I going to do with my brain now? So I listened to a couple of other ones, a couple of other good ones I could recommend. The Disappearances of Draco Malfoy, really enjoyed as well. And then The World of Weight and Hope. So there's two main audiobooks in that one, both very much enjoyed. They're all Draco Hermione kind of fan fictions. So much of a better relationship than any other relationship that exists in the Harry Potter universe, I believe. It's just, yeah, healing. What else have I read? I've been reading a book called In Defense of Witches. I also read the book The Truth About the Harky Bear Affair, which is a TV show that I did watch and really enjoyed. So reading the book of it is kind of like rewatching the series without actually doing that. And I don't really think I've read many new books recently. I know I picked up a couple of Irish books over Christmas and I read a couple, but nothing that really stands out. I reread Normal People. I listened to the book as well, The Virgin Suicides, which I enjoyed. It was a bit of a weird book, but I liked it. That's mainly what's been going on in terms of like things I've been enjoying. I've also had my acting class twice a week. I'm doing a lot of exercise at the moment. I'm going to the gym like 4 times a week. I'm now adding in like running once or twice a week. 2 or 3 times a week ideally, but it's just week 1, so I can't really, yoga once a week. I've been doing a bit of reformer Pilates as well. So physically all's going pretty well. Mentally, we are working on it. We are working on it big time. But it's been difficult. Not so good things that happened in February. I had some really rough couple of days in and around my period where I just had the biggest breakdown, and it was rough. Apparently it was a lot of other stuff going on that just kind of built up, but it's been hard getting hit with that kind of emotion, especially at the moment where I feel like things are going well. And then some days things just aren't, and then that's just really hard, I think, especially when it lasts a couple of days and it's just like, why aren't things better? And that's just something I've been kind of struggling to deal with at the moment, because it feels like things should be feeling good all the time, and that's not a thing, that's not realistic. But it just feels like sometimes everyone else finds it so easy and I just don't, and I can't. And it feels really unfair. So that was one thing. The other thing was I hurt my back for a couple of days, and that sucked. And other than that, things, a couple of things I really struggled with this month was there was a couple of big projects that I had to do that were like hanging over me from last year, things that just hadn't been finished from the year before. And that's always really crap. But I really struggled with that. I really found it was bringing me a lot of anxiety, and eventually I got through them, and that was partially down to talking to people about them. But I'm so glad to be out the other side of those, because I think dealing with that weight was really difficult, and that was part of what was feeding into that like big pocket of anxiety that hit me in like the middle of this month. And sometimes I just don't give myself enough grace that these things happen. My thesis corrections, I don't think I mentioned these somehow. I think I just said, these got done. But these were hanging over me for months. I finished in October and I didn't get my report for a while. But then when I did, it was just chaos for me personally and professionally in terms of running the business. December, January, nothing. And then it's all of a sudden it's February and they're not done, and I have been losing my absolute mind trying to get these corrections done. And they are done. I need to send them to the person, but they're done. It'll all be sorted very soon. It's just been such a panic, even though like there's no deadline, which is almost the worst thing in the world. It's just been very, very stressful, and I'm still dealing with a lot of the kind of emotional repercussions of doing the PhD and finishing it, to be honest, and that's all been really difficult to deal with. And because I have more time now, it means those feelings hit hard, because I'm available to accept the feelings, and it really is, not good at times. But we're working on it, and I think I'm on the right track, I would say. And that is it for February. What a nice month, I guess, it's been in a sense, Goals that I have for March then. I think I may do like some sort of 12-week goal setting stuff soon, because there definitely is a 12-week period arriving in March, starting like this next week. No, not part of it, because the main focus is going to be recording all of the videos for the fetch that we have coming up. And then after that, there's a 12-week period which leads up to our end of term. So it's going to be like full on in the business. And then there's also like 2 projects I want to get done research wise. So there's definitely like some room there for a 12-week year. But what I'm going to say is, in terms of the business that I run, the goals that I have are to submit all of those videos. This is for March specifically. To have our end of term performances, because those are happening mid-March. To promote our Easter courses and plan for those. To prepare for our own fesh, so that'll be like organising the venue, organising the person who's going to adjudicate it, telling all the parents, notifying parents about our speaking drama exams as well, getting all of the books moved to the office, and then working on our social media as well. So some hefty goals there, but not as many as there was last term. And some of these already are kind of like the groundwork is there. The main one that's going to take extra work will be the social media stuff, because the rest of it will all kind of happen, I guess, in a sense. In terms of relationships, all types of relationships, it's Jack's birthday in April, so I want to get everything prepared for that in terms of what we're going to do for his birthday and what I'm going to get for him. I would like for us to plan a night away if we can. That might be a bit ambitious. Want to plan 2 dates because we have 2 sorted for March, but let's get some in the calendar for April if we can. Celebrate my dad's birthday, celebrate my brother's birthday, reach out to one old friend, let's do it. And I'm going to try and work in UCD twice during this period to try and keep up my social connections that I have there, and arrange a social event for the business that I run as well, which is going to be for the end of term. So that's kind of a business goal, kind of a social goal. So keeping a lot of social goals at the moment, because otherwise I will not do these things. In terms of my research, I want to do a project which the deadline is April 1st to submit this for a conference. So that is going to be my full focus for March. And then we'll also be just starting work on my supervisor's class. So I'll have to make a spreadsheet for that, and that's all. In terms of this brand, 3 Instagram posts per week, can we do it? 1 YouTube video per week, can we do it? I don't know, I hope so. Like, I really, really hope this is the month that I get back into it and really sort things out, because I don't want to lose this. I really don't. I think my health goals are really kind of keeping up what I've been doing, which is now trying to go for a run 2-3 times a week, going to the gym 4 times a week, doing yoga or Pilates 2 times a week, and then like keeping up my weekly meal prep as well. I don't really have any like home or physical environment goals really at the moment, because I feel like everything's going pretty well. But if I could just like keep things tidy and just keep doing my like little bit of tidying that I've been doing every day, I think that would be good. Financially, I want to cut back my spending. So that'll be like making a budget and sticking to a budget. Can we do that? I don't know. Personally, I don't really feel like I have many personal goals this month. I can't really think of anything, and I don't want to just write things down for the crack. So I think I'm happy with all of that. That feels like enough to me. Like personal goals I had last month were mostly about like using up stuff that I had and getting like some self-care kind of stuff done, which I don't really feel like I need this month. Yeah, like I guess I could get my nails done again, but it just feels like a lot. Maybe I'll get nails done and book another massage. And like I guess it's just I've built a good routine. So January's focus for me was building up my routine for the morning mainly. That I think that covers a lot of stuff, because most mornings I wake up at 7, I don't start work till 10. There's 3 hours in the morning that are for me, and that covers a lot of like the self-care stuff, because I'm doing pretty much my meditation and morning journaling most mornings. Meditation not always, but like pretty much most mornings. I'm doing my morning exercise pretty much every day, you know what I mean? Like I think that stuff is ticking away, and until that becomes something that's not really working anymore, I don't feel like I need to be pushing myself too much personally. I think I have enough going on, yeah. And I also feel like I've said enough. I don't really know if there's anything else I want to put in this video, so let's just keep it at this, which is there was my February goals, there was my February stuff, here's my March goals. Let's find out what happens in March. So, oh my gosh. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.